Think of your app as two parts. First, Flask is your backend. It runs on port 5000 and knows where your HTML templates live. It also defines actions using routes like /predict, which the frontend can call. Second, the frontend, like HTML or React, runs separately, often on port 3000. It's what users interact with, sending requests and showing results. Now, because these run on different ports, the browser blocks communication by default. That's where CORS comes in. It acts like a bridge, allowing the frontend to safely talk to the backend. Let's walk through the step-by-step flow of how a frontend talks to a Flask backend. First, the user opens the frontend, usually at something like, the frontend runs on localhost, on port 3000. This is the part they actually see, the page with buttons, forms, and input boxes. In some case, the user might paste in something for prediction. When the user clicks Submit, the frontend sends a post request to the Flask backend, often at a URL like localhost on port 5000/predict. That request contains the user's data. On the Flask side, we create a route to catch that request and return a JSON result back to frontend. Once the frontend receives that JSON response, it updates the page and shows the result to the user. Now here's the important part. The frontend is on port 3000 and the backend is on port 5000. Even though both are on your computer, the browser treats them as different origins. For security, the browser blocks this communication by default. That's why we use CORS. It tells the browser that this frontend is allowed to talk to this backend. In other words, CORS acts like a secure bridge between the two ports. A simple analogy is this. Flask is the kitchen and the frontend is the dining area. The user places an order in the dining area. The order goes to the kitchen prepares the result, and send it back. Routes are like stations in the kitchen that handle specific orders, and CORS is the pass-through window that lets messages safely travel between the two rooms. So the whole flow is, user interacts with frontend sends request, Flask route handles it, Flask returns JSON, and frontend displays the result.